Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the book release comedy Extravaganza. Please give it up for your favorite person in mine, Anthony Russo.
Wow. That is silly. This is a silly thing that this is happening. All my favorite people in here, in the room with us right now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. And everybody joining us online. Thank you guys for pre-ordering the book. It's crazy that you get an opportunity to write a book. It's crazier that anyone would be interested in reading it. So thank you. Thank you for pre-ordering. And thank you that we get to do this special thing tonight. This is so exciting. And it really is just super surreal as I just walked out, and all of my favorite people, truly, in the one place. So thank you guys so much. The book, Curiosities, An Uncommon Sense from the Bible, it kind of chronicles like my life. Like there's a lot of my life littered throughout that book. And so we kind of tell the story of that. And there's a huge turning point in my life when I am introduced to improv comedy, which so many of you have been to so many improv shows. Bless your hearts. But it really, that kind of opened up a lot of doors for me. I got to travel around the world. That's not true, just the country. Really, these lights really got to my head quick. I've only been around the country traveling to do improv comedy. The London shows just never sold like we thought they were going to. But I got to travel all around. A lot of you joining online, you probably know me from some form of improv show I did. Maybe I came to your church, or maybe I came to your camp, or maybe you were at that one singles event Valentine's Day thing that we did. And if you were at that one, I'm sorry. Then I'm hoping that this one will be better than that one. But it's really fun, and it's been such a huge part of my life. I felt like if we were gonna do a special thing, we had to do some improv comedy. So before we get into that, I need to introduce you to somebody. He is my best friend. He has been with me every step of the way through The Bible is Funny. Even through the writing of a lot of this book, he's been involved, he's been around, he's just the best person. He's the better half of Isaac Improv, and his name is Tim Wyckoff. Please give a round of applause for Tim Wyckoff. There he is.
Stop it.
There he is.
Stop it.
He's here. He's here. So we're going to do improv just briefly. If you are joining us online, you've never seen improv before, we're going to make everything up tonight. We're going to make it all up off the top of our head. We have no plans. We have no scripts. Everything we do is going to be based on like suggestions. We're going to get suggestions for the stories that we're going to tell, and then we're going to use those suggestions. A lot of you online gave them through the Bible is Funny Instagram. So if you gave suggestions that way, we're going to be using them to tell stories right now. So again, quick overview. We do a countdown from 5 to 1, start all of our stories. And when our stories are done, Tim or I drop our hand like this, say end of scene, and that's how you kind of know that that's the end. But we're going to start by one of our favorite ways to tell a story is one word at a time.
Yeah,
right,
we can tell a story. Improv is all telling stories all day long. And one way we can do it is to do it one word at a time together. It's kind of our little warm-up. But what we need from you guys is a suggestion, an idea for what this might be about.
Right.
So somebody give me like an animal that's in the Bible somewhere. A lion. All right, we're going to tell a story about a lion. There are no mooses in the Bible.
That is the Canadian family that's joining us here. Thank you so much to all of our Canadian. I said it.
Canadian.
I travel internationally to do improv comedy. I've already established this.
This story
Shouts
about
out
a
to
lion.
Canada.
Not in Canada. We begin in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Sarah
was
a
fierce
lion.
She
roamed
the
savannah
with
fear.
One
day,
Sarah
crouched
down
and
crawled
towards
a
unknowing
leopard.
Sarah
Looked
right in the
leopard's
eyes
and
said,
I
am
fearful.
Please
Leave
me
alone.
I
Don't
want
this.
So
Sarah
walked
away
slowly.
backward.
End of scene.
All right.
That's it. That's it.
That
Lions have feelings too. Okay?
They're not.
They're not all eating stuff. There's some fear.
So that was a good warm-up. That's how improv works. Anthony, you want to get somebody that maybe can help us out?
We need someone. You got to say
story?
one word. You got to say one word at a time. And I need you to volunteer. I got to drag somebody up here. Right here. Thank you, sir. Come on up. Give it up. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joey Marshall.
This is Joey Marshall. Joey, come right up here.
Come on over here.
Thank you so much for being here, Joey. So you saw it. One word at a time story.
Yeah, so we found over the years that improv works okay with 2 people, but it's best with 3. And now this group of people and the group of people that are online watching are our collective third Isaac Improv member tonight. So we need you for this story. We're going to tell the story. We're going to do 1 word at a time.
Right.
It's going to go from Anthony to you to me, and then back to Anthony, and then you to me. Okay? We'll
That's
just
right.
do 1 word. If we're gonna until we get like a sentence made, and then that. Can you say and? You can say and. There it is. You can say and. That is the word. And then we'll just put it all together and maybe hopefully make a sentence or 2 or 3. Are we happy with that?
Quite happy.
Let's go ahead and make sure your microphone works.
Check, check.
There it is.
There he is.
Now, what
And.
we did for the sake of the internet, we tried to get some people involved, and we got some suggestions from them. So what do we have here? We asked for some fake Bible names that people can make up. So could you grab one of these, and we're going to come up
The
with...
idea is, it sounds like a name from the Bible,
But it's not.
but it's not. All right, who's our story about there, Joey?
Shalanafat.
Shalanafat. Okay. Can you guys out here tell me what's so special about Shalanafat?
Shalanafat.
She can talk underwater. This is a story about
Shalanafat.
Shalanafat,
Who can speak underwater.
who can speak underwater.
Yeah.
And this story will begin in 5.
4, 3, 2, 1. Many
Years
Ago,
there
was
a
man.
named
Shalanafat
Shalanafat
grew
immensely
in
valor.
and
strength.
Shalanafat
was
Known
throughout,
the
land
above,
and
below
the
abilities
Shalanafat
possessed
were
renowned
throughout
the
areas
seaside,
one
particular
day,
Shalanafat
was
swimming
and
picked
up
a
hurting
seahorse
Shalanafat
looked
into
the
seahorses
eyes.
and
said
Please
don't
go
the seahorse,
seahorse. I was gonna say it. I was gonna say
seahorse,
seahorse.
yeah, together
the
Seahorse, like I said.
replied
it's
Okay.
I
love
You.
end of scene.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Great job, Joey. Thank you so much.
Woo! That's how we get started. That's how we get started.
We're very animal friendly. We're gonna be very animal focused this whole time. Seahorses, lions, etc. Okay, now we feel warmed up. You guys feel warmed up? Everybody generally feels good. Okay, we're gonna tell another story. Tim, if you
Let's
feel
please.
ready, we're gonna tell a story. We're gonna move from, we were telling a story kind of in a line, right? 1 word at a time. We're gonna move now. We're gonna stretch it out and become 3-dimensional. Tim, will you get 2 people?
Yeah,
I think we need
I'm
2
gonna say-
people.
I see you 2 people over here. You 2 look very friendly people. Why don't you come on up? You 2. And you're sitting together. Yeah. Come on up. What's your name?
Kristen.
Kristen, and you are
Ben.
Ben. Everybody, this is Ben and Kristen. Give them a hand, please.
Ben and Kristen.
Ben and Kristen, come on over here.
We'll do it later.
This is your spot. Yeah, there you go.
Ben and Kristen, this is going to be so fun. This is going to be, we're going to tell a story. You're a key role in this story. The story we call Buzz. That's how we kind of call this activity together. We're going to be up here doing our thing, talking, being characters in a location, doing stuff. Whenever you see something that you want to see done a little differently, you're going to say Buzz. Just the one word, Buzz.
One word.
Try it. You got it. Together, you got it. Say it into the mic real quick. Buzz.
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 Great. Guys, give him a round of applause. That's big. It's tough with all the pressure. So we're going to say Buzz. And so I'm going to give you a little look into how this kind of goes, okay? Tim's going to talk, and I'm going to buzz him. So you guys don't have to worry about it right now, okay? Just so we get a sense. Tim, please, go ahead.
Hey, look, it's my friend, Ron.
Buzz.
It's my uncle, Billy Bob.
Buzz.
It's my whole class from 1976.
And now we're going to tell a story about our whole class from 1976. So the last thing we said or did, that's what kind of sticks, and we tell the whole story. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You can buzz, whenever you feel appropriate, whenever you feel like it needs it, You feel good?
You feel great.
You seem great.
Feel
You
great.
seem good. Okay, I think we're going to our board. Here for a suggestion. So online audience, this was you. You sent these in. We asked for biblical occupations. Biblical occupation. For honesty's sake, Kristen, I would like you to get this out, because I want everyone to know it's completely random. What is it?
A witch.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay.
How did we get that?
It is in the Bible. It is in the Bible.
It's in the Bible, you gotta say it.
Fairness to you, Internet, you win again. You always do. This is gonna have something to do with a witch.
Perfect.
This is gonna be Buzz, and it's gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, just making the soup. Gotta get the frogs in.
Buzz.
Gotta get the frogs out. You guys, if you go in early, you spoil the whole thing. We'll get the onions.
Buzz.
You will get the paprika. We'll get the pepperika and put it all in, and then just stir it up. We just stir it up. We just get the fire
All
going
right,
a little.
Bathilda.
Oh, hello.
Buzz.
No.
Buzz.
Yeah, you're here finally. We've been working on this for an hour.
Buzz.
I've been working on this for 2 hours. And you've been nowhere to be found.
Buzz.
You've been somewhere to be found, but not by me.
I was out getting the secret ingredient.
Buzz.
Getting the special elixir.
Did you find it?
Buzz.
You found it? You must have, because you're back.
I am. That is true. You're saying true things.
Buzz.
You're saying things, and I affirm them. Witch laugh.
Buzz.
Witch chuckle.
The elixir to make all of our enemies turn to stone.
Buzz.
To make all of our enemies turn to marble.
Buzz.
To turn into some sort of resilient piece of plastic.
Right.
Strength, but also efficient.
Yes.
Lightweight.
It's lighter. That's the thing. It's
So we
lighter.
carry them back to the castle.
Wherever we want, even.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
plastic. We'll take them to your place. Because we took the last batch of enemies to my place.
Yes.
Buzz.
I can't even park in the garage now. Because I have all these plastic enemies.
Please, dump the elixir.
Yes. Of course.
While I stir.
Buzz.
While I kind of squish it
Yeah.
around a little bit.
Yes, it's like a butter. We're making more like a churn. It's not a stir, it's a churn.
Buzz.
It's more of you're trying too hard, I think. I think maybe
I don't
do
want
less.
to overturn.
Maybe do less, gentler.
When stiff
Buzz.
peaks form, the stiff peaks have already formed. It's gone too far.
Then it's time, sister.
Buzz.
Pow!
I don't remember it doing it last time like that. It didn't do that part.
No, I definitely think we did something wrong.
Oh, boy.
Buzz.
No, that seems right to me.
Oh, no.
Seems right to me. Wait a second. Why is our black cat plastic?
Buzz.
Wait a second. Why is our toad Marshall plastic?
Marshall!
End of scene. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Well done. Who wants Marshall for
Marshall
the
is
rest of
a take-home,
that's
a
free,
souvenir. Oh, Marshall, you were so young.
the night? And in frog ears.
And in frog years. All right. Okay, you want to keep going? Keep doing more stuff?
Might as well,
Let's
I'm
keep
here.
doing some more stuff. How's everybody? You guys feeling good still? Everybody? Yes. I know. I'm just needy. All right, let's keep going. We're going to need 2 more people, I think.
I don't know if you want. I don't care.
I think we need 2 more people. Tim, it's your turn. Go look among these wonderful people. Pick 2 of them.
Does anybody
to
want to
be a
help us
part.
out? You look like you might want to help us out. Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yeah.
And then you ma'am right here. Would you mind helping us out? That'd be great. And your name is, sir? Brad. Everybody give welcome to Brad. And what's your name? Jill.
Brad.
Everybody, this is Brad and Jill. Give them a hand.
Jill.
Anthony, why don't you tell them what they're doing tonight?
All right, this is going to be fun. This is a little different, okay? We've been telling a lot of stories, done a lot of talking with our people we bring up here. But this one, you're going to have a different job, okay? You're not going to be having to talk as much, but you're going to have to move us, okay? You're going to have to move us around during this whole story. You're going to be like in charge of the flannel graph, okay? So you got to move us around to tell the story. Flannel graphs were a thing at one point. Let's show them a little bit what it looks like, Tim. Come over here. So this is how you'll move us. We're going to be talking and doing all that kind of thing. But you will put us somewhere, and then there we'll stay. So we'll kind of be frozen in that position until you move us into another position, okay? So we're going to need you to do everything. Like if we wave at somebody, you want to go like this, right? Or if we like do a volleyball hit, you want to go like this. Or if we get to score a touchdown,
Spike, yo.
Two kinds of spikes. So you're gonna wanna move us probably around the stage, hopefully, so we're not just kind of locked in with our legs here. So tap us on the back of the leg, take a step forward, tap us on the front of the leg, we'll take a step back. So just kind of easy as that. A couple of rules we like to talk about are we don't bend any differently than you do, okay? So just right about there, probably good. The head, same, like just range of motion. We also don't really like to hit each other or stuff. And you'll notice you're a little higher than everybody. So please don't walk us right off that stage or we'll crash into those lovely people in the front row. Does that sound good? You feel good about that? Okay. Brad, why don't you come with me, and Jill, you can go with Tim. You can get us set up. Here's our question for you guys. Again, you may have noticed, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but we kind of themed the improv a little bit. Well, at least the ask fors, right?
Yeah.
Biblically based, right? Curiosities and uncommon sense from the Bible. Buy it wherever you can buy books. So we're doing Bible stuff. So that's kind of one thing we're doing. So a question we came up with is this. Give us something that this is a thinker, so put your thinking caps on. And when we asked for a Bible animal, it took 10 seconds to get lion. So I don't know how I feel right now, but we're gonna try it. Something that is easier today than it was in Bible times. An activity, a chore, something that's easier today. Washing the dishes was one I heard. Washing the dishes. I like that.
No, that sounds exciting. We should definitely do a comedy show about washing the dishes. We should give it to the internet for free.
With any luck.
Pre-order in a book. You get to wash the dishes.
Wash the dishes. Think about how different it was back then, though. They didn't have the rags for the water that we have today.
Perfect.
It's going to be really good. This is going to have something to do with washing the dishes. So, Brad, Jill, why don't you get us in some sort of starting spot? Again, something to do with washing the dishes. Okay.
Okay.
I feel good.
This should be good. You just let me know when you're ready, because I can't see anything.
I think we're all set. We're going to do this. This is something to do with washing the dishes. And it will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep, this is a big one. This big one. You got to gear this. There it is. This one's yours. I did all the little guys first.
How am I stuck with this big one?
Well, because you didn't do any of the other ones, okay? We are roommates here. Roommates share responsibilities, Jack.
I did. What?
Can you take the giant vase, please?
Here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take it.
Thank you. Take the beak. Very careful.
I'm gonna set it
My
down
mom
here.
made that in pottery
I'm gonna
class.
set it here, and then I'm just gonna let it soak.
Oh boy, Jack.
I'm gonna let it soak.
Okay.
And we'll see
No,
about
no,
it
no,
has
no,
to soak.
no. Don't do the soaking thing. No, you can't just let
What?
it soak overnight.
It has to soak.
That's not a real thing. It's not washing the dish.
The stuff is
No,
crusted
no,
right
no.
now.
Yeah.
Look right here.
No.
If you look at this, this area.
I can see
specifically.
I can see the grain at the bottom. It's just grain. You rinse. You stick your hand in there.
Oh, it
like
could-
I'm gonna scare it a little bit. Ah! You loosen it up.
Listen.
Jack, I'm listening.
I've been reading a lot of books on efficiency,
Oh,
okay?
yeah,
I've been reading 7 Habits of
yeah,
Highly
tell me.
Effective People.
Say it to my ears, Jack.
There's 2 habits I want to bring up in this. There's 7 total. There's 2
Oh, I'm all
that I
ears,
want to
bud.
bring up. And the first one is this. Is work smarter, not do the dishes now.
Oh yeah. That sounds like something you'd say.
The second one is equally as important, and it is let the water do the work for you. You see what that?
Oh yeah.
I think that this could really. You should read this book, Tim, because
No. If you're telling me that you read a book about anything, that's how I know you're lying, Jack.
Okay.
That's how I know.
You did. You caught me. What do you want me to say?
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to do something. I want you to do some sort of chore around the house. I want you to pull your weight.
No. No.
I want you to give me a hug.
Come on. End of scene.
Jill.
Dude.
Well done. Thank you so
Perfect.
much. Brad.
Great job.
Brad and Jill, everybody.
A hug is not a chore. That's the lesson.
You start
We
easy.
took out of that.
Start with an easy one.
We're all letting our dishes soak. We need to be coming judgy about that. All right, we're gonna do another story. We got a couple more during the improv part. We got some other things we're gonna do in our time together tonight. But we got a couple more here, and we have one person that we need for this. This is one person. A lot of 2 people think this is one, but there's a lot of you are raising your hands. Put them down right now.
Sit down, everybody.
Slow down,
Security,
everybody.
please.
There's a qualification for this role. This is a pre-qualifier. You have to be able to read to do this job. Now put your hands back up, everybody. Who was eager prior, just a moment ago.
I'm gonna go over here. I think you, ma'am. Yeah, either. Oh, okay, yeah, come on up then.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir? John. Everybody, this is John. Give him a hand. John, we're gonna give you a microphone. I don't know you, but I trust you enough to give you a microphone. You look like a friendly person. What do I know? John, we've got what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell a story. We're actually gonna be a part of 3 different stories that are going on. So what's going to happen is we're going to start off in a location, and then we're going to move to another location, and another location. We're going to get all these from our internet friends, and they're all going to be sort of Bible-ish themed. Why not? So we're going to get these from them, and what's going to happen is we're going to start telling a story, and in the middle of it, we're going to say the word freeze. When we do say that word, you're going to read off a new location for us to start in. We'll freeze in that position, and in the new location, we're going to have to justify why we're in that position in the new location. And so we'll say freeze again, and we'll go back and forth. We'll do all the locations. We'll go back and forth between them all, and you just have to remember how to read. That's it. That's your whole job. Can you handle it?
I got it.
John,
I can
knew
do
it. So John, let's pick a couple out.
Maybe 3?
This
What
is
are we thinking,
dangerous.
3?
Usually I get to filter these a little bit better.
All right.
What do we have? You have to tell us, or
We
it's
have,
cheating.
Yeah, it's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace.
Okay, good. That should be fun.
We have Moses and the burning bush,
Oh, a lot of fire. Good.
and the flood.
Oh,
Well, that's an answer. Previous 2.
put some water on it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
So wait, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is 1.
In the fiery furnace, yes. Yes, Moses and the burning bush, and the flood.
I presume. You don't hear enough about them on the squash court. Usually, people go right to the furnace. What's the second one?
The flood.
The flood.
And Moses and the burning bush.
Okay.
Yeah. This should be
Okay.
fun.
So we're gonna do those scenes.
Have I told you how much I'm glad we themed this?
This was
thing?
a good
It
idea.
makes it so easy to do.
Because it's from the Bible.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it's like curious stuff. Curiosities and common sense from the Bible.
We
It's
should write a book about it.
a cool idea for a book. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna be in the scene.
Yeah, so we'll do our countdown from 5 to 1. As soon as we hit 1, read one of those off, and we'll start this whole thing off. Here we go. In 5, 4.
In the flood.
We already have 2 turtles.
We need more. We don't have all the types of turtles. Have you seen all the types of turtles that are out here? I got a tortoise over here. Look, this is a giant tortoise.
Son, I have
The
to.
giant tortoise can't swim.
I don't even know that this is gonna be that bad for the turtles.
It's going to be bad for a lot of
if
stuff.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, and we got to get another one of those too. Look,
Son,
and I'm going to go out and say it. I think we need a sea turtle.
no,
Yeah.
you've done this with every animal
This is
so
fresh
far.
water coming from the sky. We don't know if it's salted or not. The sea turtles can't survive. Get the sea turtles.
Okay, I just freeze.
Moses and the burning bush.
This was the one that was on fire, huh?
I mean, that's what the map says. And
It's not like I don't believe you. I think you're probably. It was.
no, I set up a GPS thing here.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, I
Yeah.
mean, it was like burning, man.
Yeah, it was talking to you and stuff.
They're
is what you
crazy.
said.
And Bush talked to me and said, like, your brother should give you all the money from his bank account. And so that's why I came to you and was like, hey, the Bush told me to give you the money from the bank account. Because the Bush said it.
Freeze.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire furnace.
It's very cool that we're not like burning and whatnot. I'm just at this point. I'm curious how long we're gonna be in here, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's warm.
No, it's not that it's terribly uncomfortable.
No,
I just.
Is there chapstick?
I had a.
Did you bring some?
No, I didn't bring
My
chapstick.
chapstick melted. I'm fine.
The chapstick didn't survive.
I swear, it's gotta be something.
I just had a lunch tomorrow, and that's
Freeze.
what I'm.
The flood.
Look.
Okay.
She laid eggs.
Don't do this.
Don't
do this.
Don't turn on a light, or the egg is gonna go to the light, and it's not gonna be able to get back to the water. That's how it works with the sea turtle.
Trying to save all of the world
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah.
And you are on me about all of these animals. You did it with the snails. You tried to bring like 10 snails.
I have a thing for shelled animals. Okay. Give me a break. I have a heart.
You know
it's
what?
a heart, and maybe you don't have it.
You listen.
You don't have it.
You can pick one turtle.
Oh, I'm supposed to pick a favorite?
And you know what? It's got to be one of these two.
Oh, Lars or Sally?
That's right.
I gotta pick Lars or Sally.
Gotta pick one. Freeze.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, I mean, you're a little chapped in general, but overall,
I'm getting ashy. Not like because I'm burning, but just the dry heat.
This is incredible.
I don't want to be in here anymore. Again, it's very neat that we're not burning.
I agree with you. I would wish that our clothes didn't burn off, though, because this is embarrassing.
End of scene.
John, everybody.
Great job, John.
Well done. Well done. Give it up for John. I don't think that part's in the Bible.
I think.
Did God make their clothes all supernatural too, or is that weird?
Yeah. This is some heavy stuff we're getting into.
I don't know. I think people ran around naked anyway. What do I know? I wasn't there, Anthony.
So
Don't
this
judge
is
me.
the last. Boy, I tell you what that would have been if that was the scene. It would have been curious.
Wait, do that again.
All right, this is our last little bit of improv we're going to be doing, and this is a glass bowl here full of Bible quotes, Tim, because we themed the improv part. These Bible quotes, and at any part as we tell this story, we run out of things to say. We don't know what should go next. We will turn, as all of us should, to the Bible and pull a quote completely out of context from somewhere in the Bible. Many of you online submitted these, so whatever's on them was from you, so thank you. And also, we'll see where this goes. I think it's gonna be fun. So yeah, littered all throughout here. We're just gonna walk around, we're gonna tell a story, and at some point, we'll just pick one of these up and be like, hey Tim, guess what? My breath is offensive to my wife.
I know your wife. She's told me that before,
This
too.
is true.
Shocker.
That feels very pointed. Rachel. Anonymous people submitting online. You mess up Canadian one time. Okay. So we're gonna tell a story. We're gonna be walking around and pick these up kind of randomly, interject them into the scene. What are we gonna tell a story about though, Tim?
You tell me.
That's what I don't know. This is an easy one. Let's just do this. Something about this big is in my hand. What is it? What's about this big? Corn dog. A corn dog. Somebody has not gotten enough turtle content, and I respect it. Corn dog.
That's what they called me in high school. Remember that football team you were on with Frank and Beans? Corn dog!
Frank and beans. All right. So something to do with the corn dog. It's going to start in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. Steaming hot, coming up. Here you go.
I'm sorry, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
you son of a perverse and rebellious woman.
Okay. I'm sorry it's taken a little bit to get your corn dogs ready. These things are made from scratch.
I was promised this a long time ago, and I am obviously upset.
Yeah, it's pretty
Sorry.
strong to come out
I
of the
was
gate.
very strong.
Very strong.
You handed me a corn dog, and it came out.
And you started with sir.
I did.
Made me think you were being.
I wanted to be respectful in my
Yeah.
salutation.
Yeah.
From there on out, mister, the quality control here is not good, okay? The customer service, I'm gonna leave a review. Let me tell you what that review is gonna say. I will never affirm that you are right.
Get in line, pal.
Never.
Take your corn dog. Just, you know what? Forget it. Just get out of here. Take your corn dog. Don't even pay for it. I got plenty of other people in line that are waiting for these. You know what I always say about these things? This is the third time you have made a fool out of me. Right? I say that to the corn dog.
Yeah.
Why do you do this to me, corn dog?
Oh, no.
You've been my friend. This is a family generational thing.
Hey.
My dad and my dad's dad and my dad's dad's mom made these things.
Hey, man, don't be
you
so
make a-
hard on yourself. You know, hey, sometimes when I get to the end of a bad day and I'm kind of feeling down, I like to say, everyone is a liar. Everyone, every single one of us.
Well, that would be a good Google review if you're doing that. For me, I mean, that would help my business. You know, this has been going on for years and years, and I haven't attracted the same customers that I used to, you know, at this pop-up stand that was doing well in the past. Now is obviously just this
Well,
one person.
Hey,
I just don't know what it is. I don't know what the problem is, and sometimes I think a ruin. I will make it a ruin. I have made it a ruin.
Stop.
Hey, no,
Listen,
no,
I don't-
you do it. You make a corn dog.
Hey, I don't want to be forward, but I actually have a history in business development. That's kind of what I do.
Okay.
What if we became partners?
I don't know about
And
that.
what if you and I stand at the door of the tent, and if anybody comes and asks you if there is anyone here, say no.
Well, it sounds like a good business model.
This will solve the line problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
You're too open. You're too accepting.
yeah. Well,
Of
it's like
all
we're,
the
we're
people.
sold out and nobody's here. And
say, "Hey, man."
it's a scarcity issue. That's definitely.
See?
Yeah.
It's like a product drop, right? You're like, hey, corn dog, why do you say such a thing to me?
But to be fair, you kind of started it. So,
Yeah.
Look, I can't thank you enough for
Yes,
being
it's
here
true.
and for showing up in my life like a godsend. I just think we can go places together. You and your crazy, awesome business plan of telling
Yeah.
people to go away.
Get out of the tent.
We're gonna go places, you know? And I think if I give you advice, you won't listen to me anyway.
End of scene. Wow.
We did it!
Man. That was great.
It worked out well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Internet, for all of your submissions. Well, this was super fun. Everybody, we did, like I said, so special. Improv has been so special. You guys have been through so many shows, and so many people watching online have supported Isaac Improv through the years, which is who Tim and I are together. So one more time, please, huge round of applause for Tim Wyckoff. He is the best. He is the best. He is the absolute best. Hey, we're actually going to take a brief commercial break. We have to roll some ads from our sponsors. So if you would, show them some love.
Every day, billions of people are getting saved. It's so exciting to see these people come to make decisions to follow Jesus. But each and every one of these people faces an uphill battle.
For today's baby Christian, some things are easier. The Bible's always with you on your phone, and all the tough doctrinal questions have been settled by podcasts. But after decades of popular Christian culture, it can feel like there's this whole Christian club that new believers just aren't invited to. Until now.
We are so excited to personally invite you to join Christian Club, the first and only box delivery service that gets you caught up on all of Christian culture.
Every Christian Club box is hand-packed and tied up in a neat little bow, just like an episode of Seventh Heaven. And if you're asking yourself, what is Seventh Heaven? Then this program is definitely for you.
Each month, you'll receive a box of Christian stuff that may not be super relevant now, but you'll want to get familiar with in order to better connect with your older brothers and sisters in Christ.
Boxes may include things like important works of Christian literature, like I Kiss Dating Goodbye or Chicken Soup for the Basically Anything You Can Imagine Soul.
Classic Christian cinema like The Prince of Egypt, or Left Behind, or A Walk to Remember.
Quality programming for children, like Adventures in Odyssey, McGee and Me, or Felt Boards.
Creative ways that you can tell others about your newfound faith, like puppets. Or a tract that you leave as a tip that looks like a $100 bill, but it's not. It's actually not worth any money at all. That's the fun surprise.
Or a glimpse into the impressive diversity within contemporary Christian music, with favorites like DC Talk, Newsboys, and Audio Adrenaline.
Ways that you can literally wear your faith on your sleeve out in everyday life, like a WWJD bracelet, or a Jesus fish for your car, or a shirt with a Christian logo that looks like another logo.
And if you sign up today, we'll include a box to make sure you're connected with all the most iconic Christian music supergroups, like Point of Grace, Phillips Craig and Dean, or Carmen. And that's not a mistake. Carmen was a one-man Christian music supergroup.
You can start getting Christian Club boxes delivered today for just 7 easy payments of $70.
At Christian Club, we believe that the best time to start being a Christian is today.
But the best time to have been a Christian is like 1997.
Sign up today. Throughout history, human beings have used several, if not dozens of different things as currency.
From rocks to beaver pelts to paper money, currency's always changing. And now, it's changed again.
Today, people are exchanging goods and services for pretend internet money called Bitcoins. How does Bitcoin work? No one knows for certain, but one thing you can be absolutely positive of, it's very secular.
And as you probably know, Christians have a particular knack for taking the best things of the secular world and making them way better.
Statues? Nailed it!
Superheroes? Crushed it.
And now, we are beyond excited to introduce to you a Christian Bitcoin, Treasures in Heaven.
And just like Bitcoin, no one's 100% certain how Treasures in Heaven really works. But we've developed a really handy app to help you keep track of it all.
Go to church on Sunday? Treasures in Heaven.
Check your neighbor's mail while he's out of town? Treasures in Heaven.
Resist engaging in a political conversation on Facebook? treasures in heaven.
You can even send treasures in heaven as payment.
Like if you have a chore or a task that you need some help with, but you don't want to entice people with temporary treasures like money or food, you can use treasures in heaven.
It's super simple. Just assure them they'll be compensated for their time. Then, when the task is complete, tell them they're in line for some serious treasures in heaven. Just think of all the people you might need to pay. The movers? Treasures in heaven.
The neighborhood kid that takes care of your yard. Treasures in heaven.
The camera guy shooting your infomercial. Treasures in heaven.
Wait, what?
You can download Treasures in Heaven in the App Store.
Remember, the app is free, but the fun is forever.
Or however long pretend internet money lasts.
Good word, Tim. Again, we have no idea how any of this works.
It's very transparent of you to say, Anthony.
Thanks, Tim.
Oh, you earned it.
You bet I did. Treasures in heaven. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those are two little startup companies, so Google them, please, right now. Support them. So I want to do a little bit now during the show, kind of talk to you a little bit about the heart behind this whole project. I get questions about that a lot. And the idea that is the Bible is funny has taken a lot of different shapes over the 6 years, which is crazy to think about, but I've been working on this project for 6 years. And it's always been sort of motivated by these really kind of like wonderful, under-discussed parts of the Bible that I think we're not talking about enough. We don't talk about these things enough. These are the curiosities that are featured in the book, Curiosities and Uncommon Sense from the Bible, available now wherever you buy books. So I think the thing is that people go into the Bible and they interact with the Bible and they're always looking for like the lesson and they're always looking for like the deeper meaning in all of it. And that's great. Like that's a great use of the Bible. I encourage all of that from everyone. But I think when we do that, we sort of gloss over like some of the details and we go past the actual story. We don't really think about like the scene that's taking place. We're just always like looking for what does it mean? What does it mean for me? You're not really like thinking about these as people. We kind of make them into like characters in this morality tale, but they're people. They're just people. They're people that are interacting with God. They're people that are interacting with each other. And when people interact with each other, funny things happen. Like that's where it comes from. So we thought, the Bible is funny, we thought it would be fun to kind of bring some of these under-discussed scenes, little snippets from the Bible, we thought it would be fun to bring them to life, to really like show you the way we think these might have gone down. Does that sound good to everybody? Does that feel okay? Good. 100% we were gonna do it either way. It's one of those things. I told you how needy I was. So let's talk about the story of Moses in the Exodus. Let's start there, okay? So we're talking about Moses in the Exodus. There's a lot of good things in there that people talk about, right? We got the plagues. We got like God's deliverance. It's a great lesson. We have, there can be miracles. Anybody? Great song. No? It's powerful. Something we don't talk about enough is that you have these plagues going on, and you ask yourself, like Pharaoh, where does he turn? These are national crises he's dealing with these plagues. Where does he turn for help and support? It was great mood music for that moment. I was just getting into the good part, and the harp came in. So you think to yourself, where does Pharaoh turn, right? He's the leader. He's the most powerful person in the most powerful nation on the planet at the time, right? Egypt. And he has these national crises going on. Where does he turn? He turns to magicians. Family, magicians. That's an appropriate, weird response. Like, that's a weird thing to do when you have all these crazy things happening in your country. So he turns to these magicians. We think of magicians maybe a little bit as a joke today, right? Like, parents, you probably would be more stoked on your kid pursuing a career in playing video games than you would them pulling a dove out of a tuxedo for like the rest of their life. And that's understandable. But back in these days, they were like revered. Like they really were, apparently they were big time stuff. And Pharaoh had like a team of magicians at his disposal. And so all this stuff starts happening. Pharaoh turns to these magicians. I think it would be fun to be on like a staff with a magician. I think that would be cool. You're like, staff meeting on Tuesday, right? They're doing like card tricks and whatnot. but I'm not certain that they're like where you want to go in the time of like crisis. I don't know that that's like who I want, right? Unless my crisis is I need to like saw someone in half and I need them to survive. In that case, you should go like right to a magician. Don't see anyone else. So we get a little glimpse into their crisis management, right? And this comes from Exodus chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. So you can look this up. You can follow along. That would be fun during this part of the program. That's how I say that. Exodus chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. Here's what it says. So Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land. But the magicians did the same things by their secret arts. They also made frogs come upon the land of Egypt. So you kind of get past that. You go past that, and you get to the part of the story where Moses is standing by the Red Sea, and he takes his staff, and he says, "You shall not pass." I think that was Moses anyway. Somebody did that. You get to that part of the story. But before we just blow by that scene, let's pause there for a second and take a look at what that might look like. We imagined it for you. Check it out. Hey. So you remember the frog problem that we've been having?
Yeah.
How there's like thousands of frogs running all over the city causing havoc and destruction.
Yeah, that is why I called you here. So yeah, I do remember that.
Well, good news. We've just experienced what we in the magical community call a breakthrough.
Great. You can get rid of them.
Even better, we can make.
I'm sorry. You can make them into.
We can make more of them. More frogs.
You can make more frogs. Good.
So he's probably sawed in half and didn't make it out of that particular version. But you know what? If that is how it went, he died doing what he loved. That's all any of us can really hope for, I think. Another story you might know is Moses going to get the 10 Commandments, right? Moses goes up to the mountain and gets the 10 Commandments. Maybe some of you are familiar with that story. But what you might not have heard about as much is, so the people of Israel, they end up making this like calf idol that they worship. And this is all like kind of led by Moses' second in command. In the original Hebrew, it's assistant to the regional manager is his title. His name is Aaron. It's like this, there's like a relational element here, right? Like Moses went up, he comes down, he's like all disappointed in all these things. He actually gets so upset, he throws down the 10 Commandments, which I always thought was super funny because it's like God wrote on these rocks and then Moses throws like a hissy fit and breaks them. But that's neither here nor there. It's not what we're here to talk about. So he comes down, and we get this little glimpse of an interaction. Moses kind of tries to give Aaron the benefit of the doubt. He tries to give him a chance to explain himself. So we're jumping into this story in Exodus chapter 32. This is Exodus chapter 32. We're picking it up in verse 21. Exodus 32, verse 21. He, Moses, said to Aaron, "What did these people do to you that you led them into such great sin?" You can kind of hear Moses like wants there to be an explanation. Like he wants there to be a reason why Aaron did this. And in the next couple of verses after that, Aaron gives him a reason. Check it out. Okay, so talk me through it. What did the people do to get you to make the calf?
Well, like, they were all like, ah, and you know how they get,
Sure.
like, nonstop.
Right.
So then they were like, ah.
Okay.
So then I was like, come on, guys.
So then what happened?
Well, see, that's when I took a bunch of gold and I put it in the fire and then a calf jumped out.
A calf jumped out.
Do you want hummus? I got hummus. It's your favorite hummus. I'm gonna get the hummus.
Distract him with the hummus. It's a timeless move. We're gonna keep rolling with stories that you may know, stories you may be familiar with. We're gonna talk about Jonah. Jonah's a story a lot of people know. Jonah was running away from God. He gets swallowed by a whale or a big fish. It's a whole thing. They made a VeggieTales movie about it. We're gonna jump into the story here in Jonah chapter 1, verses 9 and 10. Jonah chapter 1, verses 9 and 10. This is where Jonah, he's on the boat, he's running away. People are kind of starting to ask some questions about what's going on. It says, he answered, I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. This terrified them, and they asked, what have you done? They knew he was running away from the Lord because he had already told them so. He had already told them so means that, like, Jonah had a plan to run away from God, and he discussed this with at least one person on this boat. Like, he had a conversation. So we don't get a glimpse, obviously. It doesn't say much more about that than that. So we kind of imagine what that conversation might have looked like with Jonah and a passenger on the boat. Check it out.
Oh, hey, I'm Jonah.
Hey, Jonah, I'm Bart.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, yeah.
So why are you headed to Tarshish?
Oh, I have family out there. I'm going to visit some family. What about you?
Well, I'm running from God.
Sorry, I'm not really religious. But won't God know that you're running away?
No, I didn't tell him.
Is God not in Tarshish?
No, my friend. God is everywhere.
Wow. Can God not see people on boats?
God can see everything, all the time.
So God can see us, like right now?
You know, you make a really good point. I'm just gonna go hang out below deck for a little bit.
But won't God be able to... Oh, yep. It's good to meet you. Just like I thought. We don't know exactly. It's not like documented. But you think you maybe would have heard it when you say it out loud. He did not. Because he messed up, right? Everybody messes up. We all messed up. It happens to the best of us. And when it comes to the best of us, when it comes to Christians, it didn't get much better than the disciples, right? They were great. Peter, James, John, and the gang. They were changed forever by their time with Jesus. And then they went on to, like, change the whole world. And, like, that's not an overstatement. Like, the entire Christian movement we have today was started by these guys. But at one point, kind of before all that, they were like just guys. They were just guys, probably like guys you know. And they were maybe a little duller than some guys that you know. And Jesus had to, like, work on them. He had to get them into world-changing shape. So Jesus has to rebuke these guys a couple of times. And we don't get the whole, like, dialogue of every single time he rebukes them. But he's got to shape them up, right? Because they've got to go change the world and whatnot. We do get some passages like this one that I want to take a little minute to spend on. It's Luke chapter 9, verses 52 through 56. Luke chapter 9, verses 52 through 56. And he sent messengers on ahead who went into a Samaritan village to get things ready for him. But the people there did not welcome him because he was heading to Jerusalem. When the disciples James and John saw this, they asked, Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them? But Jesus turned and rebuked them. Then he and his disciples went to another village. There's obviously a great lesson in there, right? Jesus is showing us how to be kind to people who are not kind to us, how to turn the other cheek and whatnot. but the rebuking bit is a little vague, you know? We don't know exactly how that went down. So you probably know at this point what we're going to do. We thought we'd take a stab at how the conversation between Jesus and the disciples might have gone down. Check it out. Jesus?
Ah, James, John, brothers.
Yes. Hi.
Hey, don't do that.
Okay. So you know how we came to this town and they're like not super stoked about us being here? We had an idea for something we could do about that. Yeah.
Ah, a bridge to connect two communities. Yes.
Kinda. We were thinking, what if we call down fire from heaven and we destroy them and their possessions? Yeah.
Okay, so you remember that we've just been going around, like, healing sick people?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and then we were, like, feeding poor people?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then we've been loving people and, like, serving, you know, like, the least of these?
For sure. For sure.
Okay, so the fire from heaven burning everything, you got that from that?
Well, I mean, mostly it was John's idea. Pass the buck. That's what you do. Handsome guys, James and John, though. Handsome. I don't know. One of them was obviously more handsome than the other, but maybe there's something to be said about like them taking some initiative. I don't know, maybe. But the thing is, you see them, they're dealing with Jesus. They're dealing with like God in the flesh. Like this is another thing I think we are way too familiar with. This is even for people that have been Christians like forever. We just sort of take for granted. We talk about prayer. We talk about some of these things. And like the idea that there is a God that created the whole universe and that there is that God holds all things together and then like talks with people is unbelievable. It's astounding. Like this is a crazy thing that we get in the Bible, and we get these exchanges. And so it's like disciples dealing with Jesus, people talking to God, right? We get the sense that like the people that get to talk to God, they're not going to come out looking great in these conversations. Do you know what I mean? Because they're just human beings. They're just people. So they're talking to God, and it goes the way it goes. And there's maybe no better example than this than Gideon. There's a scene between Gideon and God in Judges chapter 6, verses 36 through 40. Again, Gideon talking to God, the God. So we took a few creative liberties with this exchange, but I think we still caught the vibe. Check it out. I'm so sorry about this. I was just wondering if I could do like a test kind of thing to see if you or like you.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. That happens all the time. What do you got?
Okay, great. So this is a blanket, and my thought is I'm gonna leave that blanket on the ground like overnight, and if the blanket is wet, like tomorrow morning when I wake up, but the ground is dry, then I'll know.
Okay. So your test to see if I'm the God of the universe that created literally everything is a wet blanket?
Yeah, that should do it.
Okay. I mean, you know, I get people that ask me to like move mountains or like invent animals or make them taller.
So we could do like big things then.
Yeah.
Okay. What if we did like the whole ground was wet, but then the blanket was dry?
Yeah. Got me there. I'll see what I can do.
Cool. be fair, none of us could have kept the blanket dry, if we're being honest. It was a tricky thing. But you got to go big or go home. That's what I always say. And speaking of home, one of my favorite characters in the whole Bible is Abraham. I like Abraham a lot. Does anybody like Abraham by woo? You do not. You're just doing it because I asked you to. Nobody came in here like, you know who I love is Abraham in the Bible. Can't wait to shout about that. I like Abraham a lot. I like Abraham because you get to see like Abraham's home life. Like it's this kind of unique. It's in every biblical character that you get to see a home life. And you get to see Abraham interact with his wife, Sarah. You get to see their interactions. Specifically, you get to see them problem solve. And spoiler alert, they're not good at it. They're like not good at problem solving. And we get a little glimpse into it. So for example, in Genesis 12, they're coming up on a city that's like kind of dangerous, and they brainstorm a plan that will keep them safe, or at least keep some of them safe. Check it out. Okay, so this next town that we're coming up on is very dangerous.
Oh, that one up there?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
No, I think we need to come up with a plan for how we're going to get around once we get there.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So let's just go ahead and tell everybody that we're just travelers.
Uh-huh, okay.
We're just passing through. We don't mean any trouble.
Good, that's a good idea.
And go ahead and tell everybody that you're my sister.
Okay, why?
Oh, well, look at you. You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I think once we get there, they're going to kill me so they can kidnap you. But if you tell them that you're my sister, then they won't kill me.
Okay, so either way, it kind of sounds like I get kidnapped.
Yep, yeah, that's about right.
Can we just maybe not stop there then?
I thought you just said you had to pee.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, there you go. She's my sister.
Just traveling, passing through.
We're just sisters. Nothing strange when those two roll into town, claiming to be sisters and whatnot. Full disclosure, biblically accuracy note, they did not stop because Sarah had to pee, just so we're all clear on that. Although I am abundantly confident she did. 5 minutes after they left for this trip, she had to pee. That's a promise. But we also get to see Abraham, like I said, his home life. I think it's really interesting. We get to see Abraham as a father. We get to see Abraham and Isaac. They're actually the two characters in one of the most dramatic stories, certainly in the Old Testament, right? Maybe you're familiar with Abraham and Isaac. They go up on the mountain. They go up on this mountain, and Abraham is prepared to sacrifice Isaac, his beloved son. He loves Isaac so much. He goes up there, and he's got like the knife up, like ready to go. And then God intervenes and provides another sacrifice. It's unbelievable. There's so much symbolism in it. It's a very powerful story. And I'm a dad now. I'm a dad. You don't have to clap or anything. Clap for Abraham for like almost no reason at all. I'm a dad, I have 2 kids, so I hear a story like this and I feel like, you connect with it, right? Like you think about this and you think about like, man, like what a scene. And then walking like away from that, how did Abraham help Isaac unpack this, right? Like how did Abraham help Isaac unpack this very meaningful spiritual experience they just had together? And you think about like for real, walking away from that mountain, what would that have been like for real? And we kind of thought we had an idea, so check it out. That was kind of wild up there when God stopped me right at the last second,
Told you I don't want to talk about it, Dad.
Okay. If you think about it, it's
I don't want to
funny.
talk about it!
Yeah, I get it. You kind of get emotional just watching it. It's a really beautiful scene if you think about how that probably went down. The reason I make such a fuss, and have been for 6 years, about these funny little parts of the Bible is because I find them so relatable. I find them so, tangible. I think to myself, I don't know what it would ever be like to sling a rock at an actual giant. I can't, get in that space. but I do try to convince my wife about a lot of bad ideas. So that feels more like attainable to me. And I connect with that story really well. And I want people to take the time to really dig in here, to get into the details and to see that these biblical characters for kind of who they are. They're goofy and they are mistake-prone people trying to follow after God and do this thing right. And I think when we see ourselves in that light, then we see that we are invited into a story where we can be the latest goofy, mistake-prone people trying to demonstrate God's love to the world. And then when we see ourselves in that space, I think we can see ourselves in the story a little bit more clearly. So that is why I've been doing this. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in online, for the people that were here. I want to say a couple quick thank yous before everybody takes off. I want to thank Rob Hubbard and Ben Clark from Emphasis Films. Please clap and cheer for them. They did all these videos. They flew here from Nashville to do this. They are some of my best friends, and all of my silly creative endeavors would be nothing without them. And I'm so forever indebted to you guys. It looks like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm actually looking at Ben, who's behind the camera. So internet family, I'm looking at Ben right now. Back to you, internet family. I want to thank Worthy Publishing for the opportunity to write the book. Cynthia, who's been my agent through this whole thing, she's been a real gift. And a real big one here, I want to thank my wife, Rachel Russo. She's the best. She's the best, and nothing would happen without her. And lastly, I want to thank everybody watching online, everybody here in person, especially you guys here in person. You have been encouraging, supportive. I feel so loved and supported in this project. I have the whole time. And the internet can be a not kind place, but you guys have made it a real joy to do. And now I'm crying, dang it. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. That's it. That's the end.